Have you ever stopped to think that pornography addiction is not just a private problem, hidden in silence, but something that is quietly destroying your financial life? It sounds like an exaggeration, doesn't it? After all, many people imagine it's just a personal issue, a moral weakness, or even a harmless escape. But the truth, a truth that almost nobody has the courage to face, is much deeper and more uncomfortable than that. It's there, invisible, corroding not only your moments but also your wallet, your future, and your real chances of building a stable and fulfilling life. Don't be fooled. Pornography addiction is not simply a lack of willpower, not emotional neediness, not just a pastime that got out of control, nor an easy escape from daily stress. It's not merely a moral or religious problem, something that can be fixed with shame and silence. This addiction is not just a bad habit, it represents something much bigger and more complex, which few are willing to see. What it truly is an invisible trap that captures your time, your mental energy, your productivity, and ultimately your money. Every minute lost in this cycle is a coin thrown away, an investment you didn't make, an opportunity that slipped away. Pornography may seem free, accessible, but the real costs are paid in other, more expensive and silent currencies. The time you could be working, studying, building your business, or even resting healthily is gone. And this reflects on your financial performance, on your ability to achieve your dreams, to grow, to prosper. This truth hurts because it challenges the image you may want to keep, that you control your life, that you know how to manage your priorities. Pornography addiction threatens that idea. It bothers not only you but also the people around you. Friends, family, co-workers notice subtle changes, distraction, discouragement, lack of focus. Their look may be filled with judgment, fear, disapproval. But this happens because they see more than you do. They see that this habit challenges the standards of self-control, productivity, and responsibility that society imposes to maintain a certain order and functioning. Have you ever thought about how Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, spoke about self-mastery? He said, "Freedom is the only good that no one can take away from you unless you allow it yourself." This idea is a key to understanding this struggle against addiction. Because pornography addiction steals exactly this freedom. Not physical freedom, but mental freedom, the freedom to choose, to be the owner of your own destiny, your own time. It is an invisible prison, built little by little, almost without us noticing. And the journey out of this prison is not simple. It's not a magic path, nor an instant decision. It's a trail marked by suffering, by falling, by moments when everything seems lost. You need to face the pain of collapse, the despair of seeing your own life crumble, the courage to confront what was hidden. This breaking is the first step toward reconstruction, toward awakening the awareness of what really matters. And only from this awareness does true transformation happen. Today, those who have won this battle are not just people who stopped the addiction, but people who chose a new identity. Someone who no longer accepts being a hostage to a destructive cycle, who has regained their mental strength and purpose. This person understands that freedom is not just the absence of addiction, but the active presence of conscious choice, responsibility toward oneself and one's future. Now, this strength guides them to build a life worth living, a life of purpose, growth, abundance. And the impact of this goes far beyond the individual. When someone manages to break free from pornography addiction and rebuild their financial and emotional life, they break old social patterns, taboos that carry guilt and silence. This change provokes a silent revolution, an example for others suffering in the same prison, a beacon showing that change is possible, that we are not alone. Without intending to, this person becomes an inspiration, a symbol of resistance and freedom. And you, have you ever stopped to ask yourself how many times this habit has drained your strength without you realizing it? How many times have you stopped investing in your dreams because of it? How many times have you felt that silent guilt that eats away at you but don't know how to break free? This is the moment to look inside, to see what is hidden, to recognize that change is possible and necessary. Freedom is not what you gain, it is what you recover when you stop surrendering to what holds you captive. If this video spoke to you, share this message, like it, but above all, reflect. Because transformation begins when we look at the truth, no matter how harsh it is, and choose to live differently. When we talk about pornography addiction destroying your financial life, we are talking about something that goes far beyond the money you spend on subscriptions, apps, or paid content, and sometimes it is not even that, since nowadays much is available for free. The real problem is the hidden cost this habit imposes. It is lost time, hours, days, weeks, months, that you could be producing, learning, creating, investing in your personal and professional growth. Every minute dedicated to the addiction is a minute you will never get back, a wasted opportunity to improve your life, your career, your business. And this loss of time does not happen in isolation. It creates a domino effect. The lack of focus and constant distraction end up impacting your work performance, creativity, your energy to undertake or even maintain a healthy routine. This undermines your confidence and often your own sense of self-worth. You begin to feel stuck, trapped in a cycle that seems endless. And when productivity falls, financial stability starts to waver. Bills tighten, debts increase, plans get postponed. All this because the addiction is draining your energy and time, resources as precious as money itself. Furthermore, pornography addiction affects your mental and emotional health. Anxiety, guilt, shame, and isolation are common feelings during this process. These emotions consume a huge amount of mental energy that could be directed toward more conscious financial decisions, seeking opportunities, and building support networks and businesses. When you are mentally exhausted, it becomes much harder to think long-term, plan, and invest. And this often makes your financial situation even more complicated. However, society usually does not recognize this connection between addiction and money. Because of this, you may feel alone in this fight, as if it were only your problem. And that is exactly what keeps this cycle going. Addiction challenges social control patterns because it breaks the illusion that we are always productive, controlled, and responsible. When someone admits this vulnerability, they end up confronting norms that expect constant performance, financial success, and unwavering mental strength. This provokes fear, judgment, even rejection, because it threatens the perfect image many want to maintain. But it is precisely in this contradiction that the possibility of freedom lies. As Seneca reminds us, true freedom comes from inner mastery, the ability to choose our path despite external circumstances. Breaking free from addiction is an act of courage, a challenge to the norm, an affirmation of the right to be the owner of your own life. And this does not happen without pain. At first, there is collapse, the recognition of the problem, the feeling that everything is falling apart. It is a dark moment, but also the turning point. Reconstruction comes afterward. One step at a time, one day at a time. The process involves facing emotions, understanding triggers, developing new routines, and seeking help when necessary. It is a journey that requires patience and self-compassion because true change doesn't happen overnight. Gradually, the mind clears, focus returns, energy increases, and with that, both financial and personal performance begin to improve. The feeling of freedom grows, self-esteem rebuilds, and life starts to take on new meaning. Those who have gone through this know that the new identity that emerges from the struggle is stronger, more resilient, and more aware. This person has not only abandoned the addiction but has chosen a different life, a life where they are the protagonist, where time is an ally, and where money is a tool for fulfilling dreams, not a constant source of worry. This renewed mental strength is the greatest asset anyone can have. And this transformation has a profound social impact. When you change, you shake the structures around you. People who know your story get inspired and find courage for their own battles. You become an example, often unintentionally, because showing that it is possible to overcome addiction and rebuild life is a light at the end of the tunnel for many. This silent revolution can spread through entire communities, changing the way society understands and faces addiction and mental health. Now, I invite you to look inside and reflect. How many times have you felt your financial life could be better if you had more focus, more energy, more clarity? How many times has pornography addiction stolen these precious elements from you, even if you didn't realize it? This is your chance to change that story. To take control of your time, your money, your life. If you are here listening to this, you've already taken a huge step, recognizing that this addiction is controlling your life and that you want to change. And change isn't easy. It doesn't happen overnight, but it is possible, and every effort you make will be worth it. To start breaking free from this addiction, you need to act with clarity and determination, creating an environment that favors transformation. This means eliminating or blocking easy access, apps, websites, or even keeping your phone out of reach during moments of temptation. But it's not just about avoiding the problem. It's about replacing that lost time with something that strengthens you, that makes you grow. It could be a hobby, physical exercise, reading, or even joining a support group. One of the most powerful tools for this change is self-knowledge. Understanding what triggers lead you to addiction, whether boredom, anxiety, stress, or even loneliness, is essential to learn how to deal with them healthily. Practicing mindfulness, meditation, and seeking professional help when needed are important steps to rebuild your mind and willpower. And remember, don't blame yourself for setbacks. They are part of the process, and each fall is a chance to get up stronger. Now, imagine the impact this transformation will have on your financial life. Without addiction draining your time and energy, you'll be surprised at how much your productivity will increase. You'll be able to focus better on work, your projects, and even find new opportunities for growth and income. This renewed focus will allow you to make more conscious financial choices, plan more clearly, and invest in what really matters for your future. If you are married or have a family, the benefit is even greater. Because the addiction doesn't just affect you. It reverberates in your home environment, in the quality of your relationships, in the harmony of your household. When you free yourself from this burden, communication improves, trust grows, and emotional bonds strengthen. This creates a solid foundation so everyone can thrive, not only financially but emotionally. The peace and security that come from this change are a gift to your family. And this change can be the example your children and partner need to face their own challenges. More than that, the responsibility you take on by seeking this transformation is an act of love. Love for yourself and those around you. You become a living example of overcoming, showing that it's possible to break cycles and build a better life. And this strength, this courage, multiplies, inspires, and transforms. So, the invitation I make now is for you to start today. Start small, start slow, but start. Create new habits, seek help, talk about it with trusted people. Don't carry this burden alone. The freedom you will gain will reflect in every area of your life, including your bank account and your family's happiness. Never forget, freedom is not what you gain, it is what you recover when you stop surrendering to what holds you captive. Let this phrase be your daily mantra, your constant reminder that you can change, that you deserve a full and free life. If this video helped you, don't forget to share this message. Maybe someone you know needs to hear this today too. Reflect, and above all, start acting. Your financial life, your family, and most importantly, yourself will thank you for this choice.